Hello, my little spookies, and welcome back to another episode of us Halloween decor hunting. We are going to a place that has a lot of different stores today. One of them being Bath & Body Works, because I really wanted to just see the stuff in person. I saw it online, wasn't too big of a fan, but I thought, what the heck, let's just go in person. And then this mall also has an Anthropologie. So, like I said, I am extremely doubtful that this store is gonna have Halloween stuff in it, but you never know. That's why we do this. So we're gonna go check that out and cross our fingers that they have some stuff in person. Pray for my wallet, so we're gonna do that. And then the store, if I have enough battery life, has a Ross and I believe a Marshall's. So we're gonna go and check those out as well. And potentially check out a Tjmaxx, just because, like I said in the last episode, a lot of the shelves were bare. So I'm kind of thinking that in either this week or next week, we're gonna start to see a lot of Halloween stuff roll out. So I am so excited because I love seeing the stuff in person. I'm sure you guys totally understand that, but there's nothing like seeing it in person. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm really excited. My mom already got a couple things from Bath & Body Works, and just seeing her hold them, I was like, maybe there are a couple things that I potentially would like. Who knows? I also am trying to save my spooky coin, because there's a small creator that I really like. She sells candles primarily, but she also sells just different kinds of scents, so like perfumes or perfume oils. So I really want to buy a couple things from her, and she does her like big Halloween launch in 2 weeks, I believe. The shop's name is Graveyard Wanderers. I'll also leave that link down in the description below so you guys can go check her out if you want to. She's doing her launch on July 26th. So stay tuned for that. I'll definitely show you guys whatever I end up getting from there. But yeah, I ordered a couple things from Anthropologie and online from Tjmaxx. Nothing is shipped. This is the biggest issue I have with living in Hawaii. It's probably one of the only issues I have, because it's freaking gorgeous here. It's just that everything takes an eon to ship. Y'all, like, I just want my stuff, but it takes so long to get anything. So we just have to channel that patience, send any of your patience my way, because Lord knows I need extra of it. And yeah, then I will do kind of an unboxing and show you guys some stuff, because like I mentioned last time, Anthropologie has so many good things this season, so very excited for that. So in other news, I don't know if you all saw, but I feel like people were saying in Halloween groups, or like, you know, different groups online, that Target released some new Halloween stuff. I saw those posts and I did some investigation, and I have to say, underwhelmed. Very underwhelmed. I don't know what the consensus is throughout the Halloween community, but I just feel like, what is Target doing? What are they doing? It's just very lackluster. And listen, I love cute stuff. I'm a connoisseur of different cute things. But it's just so overdone at this point, and there's a balance, you know? And I feel like the cute and creepy is not in the room. You know what I mean? Like, there is no cute and creepy anymore. It's just so sickly, sweet, cute. And I know we're seeing a lot of that with like the pink decor and the pastel decor. And I don't knock any of that, because, you know, there's something for everybody. But personally, why can't we have both? Why can't we have, you know, like the more cute stuff? And I guess, okay. For Target, their stuff isn't very pastel. Maybe later this year it will be. They've already done like 2, I think, mini launches. Don't quote me on that, okay? Don't quote me on that. But I think they were like mini-ish launches. online. And I don't know, there's something about it that's just like very bubbly and for kids, which again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like in the past, I want to say like around 2021 or maybe like 2019 to 2021. Again, I could be wrong, but I think that that's kind of like the time frame where things had like more of a vintage sort of bent to them, and it was so nice. It was so nice to see, and there was cute stuff too, but like it had more of that original Halloween quality that personally is what I'm looking for in my pieces. So it's just sad. It's just sad, guys, because I just see some of their stuff, and I know last year everyone was raving about the those kind of, I don't want to say placards, but they were those wall art pieces that were made of plastic, and they were very, very big, very big. They had one that was, I think, a bat, and what else other ones do they have? I think they had a pumpkin and maybe Frankenstein. I know they have a Frankenstein one this year. So they had like things like that, and they were kind of this like 90s electric sort of neon colors, and they were good. They just personally weren't for me. I am very, very picky, like very picky when it comes to my Halloween stuff, so I know that's my own issue. But and it doesn't stop me from purchasing, you know, God knows so many things. So we need some kind of barrier, people, for me to spend my money. And this is it. So yeah, I feel like this year they have some of those kinds of plaques again for the wall, but they are even cuter somehow. Somehow they managed to pull it off. They're cuter than last year's. Okay? Wow, that's an accomplishment in its own right, in my personal opinion. And then they have, what else do they have? They have like some blow molds. Again, the blow molds are just, they're way too cutesy for me. I wish that I had access to Cracker Barrel so that I can go check out those blow molds that everyone has been talking about. There were some blow molds last year, and a blow mold this year that was like that really huge kind of haunted house that has like a witch, I think, and a cat inside of it. Really cute. Again, not sure it was for me, or it is for me, but it's not like it matters. That would never ship here, and it's wasn't online because it was so popular that it sold out. So yeah, there's that, but I just feel like Cracker Barrel is doing things right. They're really listening to people that want the vintage stuff. I did purchase a couple of salt and pepper shakers from them because they were $1. They were 99 cents, and I just had them shipped to my mom. So she'll either ship them to me, or maybe at some point I'll go there and like pick them up. And I also feel like I've heard like other people say this too, but it's usually like this time of year when Home Goods and Tjmaxx and Marshalls, they're releasing their stuff, and it's kind of repeats from last year, which isn't a bad thing because, you know, we want to see things re-released that were really popular, maybe hard to find. It's nice that people can find that stuff and own them without having to cave into resellers. But I haven't really been seeing anything new or anything that's really piqued my interest, maybe because the main focus has primarily been on like Summerween stuff, which again isn't my thing, but it's kind of cool that there's sort of a new, I guess, category, I want to say, of Halloween stuff that's been released that we haven't really seen before. I wonder how long that will last. You know, I don't know. I feel like it's such a niche within a niche, in my personal opinion, that I'm not really sure about it, but you know, if it's for you, then it's for you. Yeah, so I'm really curious to see what other things get released. And personally, I am more so focused this year on smaller creators and supporting them So anything that I find that's, you know, from a smaller creator, I'm gonna choose that over probably a big box store, just because I feel like I want to support that, and because, like I said, there doesn't really feel like there's a lot of vintage Halloween stuff anymore in these stores. So it's a win-win, I guess, you know, for small creators and myself, because I feel like the quality tends to be a lot better with smaller creators too. So basically, to summarize this, we're still kind of early on in the Halloween hunting season, and I'm just excited to see what else comes out. I think another thing I want to mention is a lot of people have been speculating whether or not this is Bath & Body Works' only release of the season. And some people were saying, oh, this is like part 1 of 4 waves, which I personally don't think is true. And someone said that there's another wave of Halloween because this was a Summerween release. I feel like that's maybe more likely. I just don't know if that's going to be the case. Based off of previous years, it could be. I think what's more likely, and I've heard other people say as well, is that last year they had a Stranger Things release. And that kind of falls into the realm of like Halloween spooky releases. And I think that Wednesday is releasing in August. It's their 2nd season. So I think that that's probably more likely, is that they're going to kind of couple that with the Halloween releases and do like a special release with them. I kind of hope that they do that because that would be way more up my alley. As long as it doesn't have like a ton of like Nevermore words on it and Wednesday Adam labels. Like I just kind of want to have the like character stuff on it, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense. Tell me if that does. But I feel like they did a really good job with that with Stranger Things, where it didn't have quotes or like words. I don't know. I'm just a big stickler for that kind of stuff. I'm not like, I'm a big Disney fan, but if it has words or like brand names all over it, I just immediately am turned off. I'm like, oh, no, please. That's kind of it. That's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna try to keep this way shorter than last time because I ranted for so long last time. And I will see you guys shortly at the mall to go to Anthropologie and Bath & Body Works. So see you guys then. Bye. Okay, so upon first walking into Anthropologie, I thought that there was actually no Halloween. And then I come around this corner and I see a little bit of Halloween in the corner, which was super exciting. So there were a couple of different pillows, as well as some candle holders and other things. These pillows, the cat, and below there was this snake that was sort of wrapped upon itself, were pretty pricey, and not necessarily my style, but still pretty cool to see. And then there were a lot of different kinds of plates. I think this sort of plate that's right in front of these ghosty and like pumpkin mug or cup are from a different kind of line. It kind of reminds me of John Darien, if anyone knows of that designer. So I thought that was kind of cool. There was a lot of space that was empty on these shelves, which made me think that they're definitely going to be putting more stuff out on here pretty shortly. And then they had these spooky matches, which I thought were really, really cool. Then they had these beautiful vases that were on display that had these butterflies on them, as well as these really cool spider plates. And I just thought that this is a really cool, really cute pillow because I have a golden retriever. Then the good stuff. So this room had the bistro line. So these are the plates that I was talking about, as well as this whole line is to die for. It's so, so nice. I feel like this stuff is sort of affordable. I mean, like if you want to get these things, they're really good quality. Seeing them in person really helped. I mean, I already purchased some things online, but seeing them in person was really, really nice as well. I feel like a lot of people are really, really into those cups that have the little tiny icons on them. I've been hearing that HomeGoods and some of the other box stores have dupes of them. this little sippy was pretty cute too. Not gonna lie, I was pretty tempted by this cup. It has a little witch icon on it, like a witch's hat. It was a very big, hefty mug. And these little tiny espresso cups were so adorable. And then they had the icon cups, but in a vase. So I'm not sure if they had this last year, but I thought that was a really cool idea. More of those cups that have the icons on them. And these cups / mugs that I was very tempted by. I mean, come on. More of these sippies with the icons on them. And another one of these icon vases, but this is a lot smaller of a vase than the previous one that we just looked at. And then this canister. I'm so excited for mine to come in, but I already ordered this online, so I am super excited about it, and just seeing it in person kind of verified that it was a good purchase. And this I would classify kind of in the medium size, like in comparison to the moon and the pumpkin vase that we just saw. And now we're off to Bath & Body Works. So they had all of their stuff out, which was really cool to see in person. I got to smell some of these. I feel very torn sometimes with Bath & Body Works stuff because it's pretty pricey and their stuff has such an intense perfume smell. Kind of gives me a little bit of a headache. So now we're looking at some of their wallflower plugins. These are the things that I honestly really enjoy, and I actually don't even buy the scents to put inside of them. I just purchased them to put them on display because I think they're pretty cute. I didn't know how I was going to feel about some of the designs for these candles, but seeing them in person was actually really adorable. So this is the only one that I was kind of tempted by looking at it online, and seeing it in person, it is flocked. I just feel like that would so not work in my house. I have a golden retriever, huge dust magnet, and I just feel like this thing would be covered in dust. I thought that wallflower was pretty cute though, and this one apparently lights up all different colors, which is pretty cute. Some pocket back holders. And I actually kind of really liked this design on this 3-wick candle. Another pocket back holder. And this little ghost cutie, I'm not sure about the eyelashes, but nevertheless, I thought this wallflower was actually really, really adorable. And same thing with this one. I love the different houses that they release every year, so these ones are pretty cute. This had kind of like a rubber silicone kind of feel to it. And I actually really liked the design of this one as well, which was kind of shocking to me. It kind of does have like a Y2K sort of a vibe to it with the iridescence. And this, I guess, was a little coin purse. So this is their ice cream float scent, and everyone online has been saying that it smells exactly like a vanilla Coke, and I kind of have to agree. It does smell really strangely like a vanilla Coke. And the pumpkin carving, I had actually never smelled it before, and it has a really, really intense, like allspice smell to it. And this was the vampire blood section. I really, really liked this design on this candle. I feel like out of all of the stuff at Bath & Body Works, this stuff was the most creepy, spooky Halloween vibes. And then I had seen some stuff about this kind of fall autumnal bookstore wallflower plugin. So cute, and apparently it displays books. And then I stopped for a little coffee for myself and a snack. And then we're on to Marshall's. Saw some hair clips that we've seen in the years past, but nevertheless, still super cute. And then this really detailed and beautiful table runner, which if I didn't already have several table runners and tablecloths, I definitely would have picked up. Very cute. Then this was the first time that I'd really seen this many Halloween kitchen towels. I really liked the one with the bats on them and the little ghosts that have kind of like a tweel sort of thing on the bottom of them. Got some classic Halloween kitchen towels. I really like the material of these. My biggest gripe sometimes with kitchen towels is that they don't actually sop up any kind of liquid. I also think that kitchen towel that we just saw with the pink kind of ghosts and like drinks on them had a metallic ghost wine keychain. And then here we just see like an end cap that has a lot of spooky things on it. And at the very bottom, there was a headless horseman. And this guy, which I played and immediately stopped because it was so loud. Some Cheers Witches signs, a Skelly dog, and a Martha Stewart gravestone. And apparently this glow-in-the-dark skeleton and some blankets and a Hello Kitty blanket. I feel like these are so hard to find in person. And then lastly, I saw this spooky sign. And I forgot about this. These essential oils that were in this really cool haunted house packaging. Guys, holy son of a nutcracker, we hit it big. I was not imagining going into Anthropologie that there would be that much stuff. I actually went in there and genuinely thought there wouldn't be anything, so that was so cool to see. I was trying to keep my marbles, y'all, because that was really cool. Bath & Body Works is really cool too. I'll of course show the footage and everything of what I saw, but wow, I even went to Bath & Body Works and I was filming stuff and it was really busy. And one of the guys was like, wow, you must really like Halloween, don't you? And I was like, yes I do. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, I'm so happy. I didn't end up going to Ross just because that Ross, it's a little dingy and I just wasn't feeling it. Anytime I've ever gone there, it is packed. So I did go to Marshall's. That was really fun too, just to see some stuff. I feel like a lot of the things we saw there was actually nearly almost the same as the stuff that we saw at Tjmaxx. I am gonna head to another Tjmaxx that's different than the one that we just went to see if they have any Joanna Parker stuff. Guys, you know that I need it. I need the Joanna Parker stuff. And the fact that I keep seeing people just post that they went once and found just the holy grail of all of her things. I'm like, so we shall see. But I'm gonna keep this short and I will see you guys when we go to Tjmaxx. Okay, so here we are at Tjmaxx. I was very hopeful for the store, but as you'll soon come to find out, there wasn't too much stuff. Still happy to see Halloween nevertheless, but there was a lot of ghosties on this end cap, stuff that we'd seen in years past. So the Martha Stewart ghost, really love this guy, and like kind of slime green color that it has. A Hello Kitty, I'm not sure, jar, canister, or something or other, and this really, really funny toad. And these coasters that I think a lot of people have been looking for. And then we saw different candles and a lot of Summerween type stuff on this end cap. This was a really, really funny candle. Some skellies inside of a tub, and more pink Summerween type of esque candles. And I saw these candles last year, so these are pretty fun too. And that's pretty much all that we saw in this Tjmaxx. Okay, upon entering that Tjmaxx, it looked really promising, but then there was nothing. Other than those two end caps, there was not a lick of Halloween anywhere else. That was surprising to me because that Tjmaxx is usually has stuff kind of early-ish. So kind of disappointing. My wallet is happy, but I am sad because I was really hoping it was gonna be one of those moments where I was like, oh, there's no Joanna Parker, and then boom, so much Joanna Parker. Nope, there was nothing. There was truly nothing. It was things that we had seen before, so I guess we haven't missed anything, but there will be more because usually like they have 2 to 3 aisles completely filled, and that's the most that we get because like I said, we don't get any home goods stores here. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. Anthropologie really tested me. Like I told you guys, I already put an order online. There were only a couple things I could get because it really is just that expensive. I showed, I think, some of the prices of some of the things that I found at Anthropologie. They're so cute. They're so cute. And I really, really want to get like a couple of plates or mugs, but it's just so hard to justify because the prices are like honestly crazy. The quality is there. I do want to say that, like, it's not like they're charging out the butt and the quality is just like atrocious. It's just a lot. So at least for me, that's what I think. But it kind of looked like they have also a lot of space where they're going to be bringing in more things. So we're definitely going to return there at some point, probably next week, just to kind of check in and see what other things they've gotten. I'm really curious to see what kind of things they currently have like on their online like spooky shop that they'll actually be getting in store. Recently they've just been like slowly trickling things on their website, and they recently posted a like articulated bronze skeleton hand, which looks so cool. But ghouls, this hand, when I saw the price, I was like, it's like $78 or something just crazy. I'll share a picture right here of it. I was shooketh when I saw the price of this. So that's kind of my point. They just have a lot of stuff that is so gosh darn expensive. So you really have to pick and choose what things you really want the most. Less sigh, but that's gonna be it for today's video. I am planning on going spooky shopping to other places around the island. But for right now, that's going to be the end since we went to quite a few places and I don't want this vlog to be super, super long. So thank you so much if you watched today's video. Please leave a like down below and a little ghosty emoji to tell me that you watched the entire video. And if you could subscribe, I would super appreciate it. But I will see you next time. Bye guys!